Meghan did what with her discharge? Part 2. Meghan awoke early the next morning. The very first thing she did after putting on her contacts was to look at the paper towel that she had smeared her discharge on the night before. If you recall, when she went to sleep it was white. It was so unusual because it was chunky and soupy, but not like cottage cheese, but it was very thick. She had been so concerned and freaked out. That's why she had called Planned Parenthood, and she was really upset because there was a 6-week wait for her to get in for an appointment. To Meghan's amazement, the paper towel that was white on white the night before was now green on white. She was so shocked. Why would it turn green? That is so weird. Oh my god, what does that mean? She thought. Meghan went to Google and decided to call the public health department and ask if they can get her in for testing. To her delight, they told her to come right in anytime before 1 p.m. The public health department was in a very busy building. There were so many people there, and she was afraid that she may see someone that she knew. The lady that checked making and was really friendly and made her feel really comfortable. While she was waiting to be called in back, Meghan was scrolling on her phone, just trying to be distracted with the day's instas and talks. While she was waiting, an older man that could have been her dad came up to her and patted her on the knee to let her know that everything was going to be alright. He was kind of creeped out by it, even though he meant well. Meanwhile, the rest of the waiting room at the public health department looked like a cross-section of America. She remembers thinking to herself she could be at the airport. After about 20 or so minutes, Meghan was called in the back and they handed her swab and told her to go swap herself in the bathroom and bring it right back. Then they walked away. Well, when Meghan that guy to the gyno in the past they had swapped her, she wasn't sure if she knew how to swap herself, so she did the best she could and then came out and handed it over to the waiting attendant. Meghan asked the lady how long would it be for her results to come back. They told her 3 to 5 business days. Meghan started crying because she was so freaked out, and after hearing that it was going to take 3 to 5 business days, that's like 7 real whole days. Oh my god, I can't deal with this. What am I going to go to work or go out with my friends? I can't live like this. The nurse, if that's what she was, told Meghan that what she was experiencing was definitely going to be curable. They just have to figure out whether it was gonorrhea, chlamydia, trichomoniasis, or it could be mycoplasma genitalium. Just to be sure, they were also going to run a full urinalysis to make sure there is nothing elevated in her urine that would cause symptoms. The nurse then asked Meghan if any of her partners had told her if they were having any symptoms. Meghan said she asked the last guy she was with if he had experienced anything, but he told her no, he feels good. The nurse told Meghan that that's what most guys say because most guys do not have symptoms, which is why the spread so quickly. She implored Meghan to text him now so that he can come in for testing himself, cause they would both need to be cured as well as any other partner that they both have, otherwise it would be like ping pong and go back and forth between partners. Meghan called Jake and told them what the nurse that said, and he agreed to go in that day for testing himself. However, they actually swapped Jake. He was really pissed off about that because the nurse lady took a giant Q-tip and stuck it deep down Jake's penis. Obviously that is the last thing any guy is going to want. It's so much easier to just pee in a cup. She told Meghan that his doctor would always just have him pee in a cup and never swap them, so he was pretty pissed about having to do that, but he did care for Meghan, so in the scheme of things it wasn't so bad considering he was not having symptoms and she was freaking out. The next week took forever. It was the longest week ever in Meghan's opinion. She tried to keep herself busy by scrolling and ordering delivery and anything else just to keep her mind off of things. They had given her medication that would knock out whatever it was, and she was feeling better after just a few days. They told her that her discharge turned green overnight because it is a bacterial, and that would be the reason why it turned green. It still freaked her out, and when she got the call that she had chlamydia, at that point she wasn't having symptoms anymore but was still really freaked out that she had a sexually transmitted infection. So Meghan and Jake were both treated, and 21 days later they went back to the public health department for something called the test to cure. Basically it was just another test to make sure that the medication worked. To this day neither of them know who gave it to who or who caught it from whoever, and really that does not matter. What matters is that they both caught it and they were treated. It was explained to them by catching it early that they would have no long-term damage, otherwise it could have affected Jake's sperm count and his ability to have children in the future, as well as affected Meghan's fertility.